Have you ever wondered why some people achieve everything they set out to do, while others stay stuck in mediocrity? The answer lies in a skill that few master, but you're about to learn today: conscious visualization. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how to program your mind to turn your deepest dreams into reality, with such powerful clarity that the universe has no choice but to respond. This isn't just another theory. It's the method that great leaders have used for decades to transform their thoughts into tangible results. Visualization isn't just imagining, it's creating the future before it exists. As Napoleon Hill said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Today, you'll learn to master this power that's already inside you, just waiting to be activated. Think about it. Every major achievement, every groundbreaking invention, every extraordinary fortune started the same way, as a clear picture in someone's mind who dared to dream. Now it's your turn to harness that same power. If you enjoy content that helps you elevate your mind and transform your reality, don't forget to subscribe now and hit the notification bell. Your future self will thank you. The first truth you need to understand is that mental clarity comes before physical manifestation. Most people live in a state of constant confusion, with vague goals and conflicting desires. They don't have a clear picture of what they truly want, so the universe can't deliver precise results. Napoleon Hill explained it perfectly. A definite, clear purpose in life is the starting point of all achievement. This is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve, the precision with which they visualize their goals. Your brain is like a sophisticated GPS, but it needs exact coordinates. When you define with absolute clarity what you want, your subconscious mind starts working 24/7 to find the path to that goal, even while you sleep. Have you ever noticed that when you intensely want something, you start seeing related opportunities everywhere? That's not a coincidence. Your mind is programmed to spot what brings you closer to your goal, even if those opportunities went unnoticed before. Think of Thomas Edison. Before creating a working light bulb, he visualized it so clearly that he persisted through over 10,000 failed attempts. He wasn't experimenting randomly. He had such a defined mental image that each failure simply brought him closer to his vision. To start applying this principle, do a mental clarity exercise. Grab a blank sheet of paper right now and describe in as much detail as possible what your ideal life would look like 1 year from now. Don't hold back. Where would you live? Who would you be with? What would you do for work? How would you feel waking up each morning? The more vivid this picture, the stronger the signal you send to both your subconscious and the universe. This isn't just daydreaming. You're literally programming the GPS of your life's destiny. Vagueness produces vague results, but precision creates precise outcomes. Now, repeat this affirmation. I have absolute clarity about my future, and every day I get closer to making it my present reality. Feel the certainty in these words. Clarity isn't just a mental state. It's a creative force that shifts your biochemistry and, in turn, your daily actions. Most people don't achieve what they want because they don't know exactly what they want. When you have absolute clarity, you're already halfway to success. And this clarity must be renewed daily, fueled by your constant attention. As Hill said, the power lies in the persistence of the vision. That's what we'll cover next, because once you have clarity, you need to learn how to hold that mental image with unshakable conviction, even when your current reality seems to contradict it. When you visualize with absolute faith, you break the barrier between the imagined and the real. Napoleon Hill put it this way: faith is the head and the culmination of all great achievement. It's the deep conviction that what you see in your mind is already in the process of becoming real, even if your physical eyes can't yet see it. Most people abandon their dreams not because they're impossible, but because their faith wavers at the first sign of adversity. They don't understand that between planting the vision and harvesting the result, there's a gestation period, a time when it seems like nothing is happening, but invisible forces are working tirelessly. Think about nature. when you plant a seed, convinced you don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. You trust the invisible process happening underground. Visualization works the same way. You must keep your faith intact during the incubation period of your dreams. Have you ever abandoned a project just before it was about to bear fruit? Or doubted a goal because results weren't coming fast enough? That's the trap most people fall into, but you won't anymore. Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill's mentor, went from a poor immigrant to the world's richest man, and he always credited his success to his ability to maintain unshakable faith in his vision, even when circumstances seemed impossible. He didn't just visualize success occasionally, he made it the constant focus of his attention. To build this unshakable faith, you must practice visualization with specific emotional intensity. It's not enough to see mental images. You need to feel, right now, the emotions you'd experience when achieving your goal. If your goal is financial freedom, feel that peace of mind, that confidence, that freedom as you visualize. Emotions are the fuel that turns thoughts into realities. Try this exercise. Close your eyes and visualize your goal as if you've already achieved it. Now, intensify the sensations. What exactly do you see? What sounds are around you? What scents do you notice? How does your body feel? Most importantly, what emotions flood through you? Stay in that state for at least 5 minutes, letting every cell in your body vibrate with the certainty of that future. Repeat this mantra every morning and night. What I visualize with absolute faith inevitably becomes my reality. Constant repetition programs your subconscious to accept this truth as undeniable fact. Faith in your vision isn't passive hope. It's an active force that reorganizes the energy around you. As L.T.D. Hill affirmed, whatever your mind focuses on with faith and persistence inevitably becomes your reality. If you're serious about transforming your life, this channel is dedicated to giving you the most powerful tools out there. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs this wisdom. Together, we're building a community of practical dreamers changing the world, one visualization at a time. Next, we'll talk about aligning your daily actions with your vision to accelerate its manifestation. Vision without action is just a dream, but action without vision is a waste of time. True power comes when both are perfectly aligned. Napoleon Hill said it best. Knowledge is not power until it's applied. Effective visualization doesn't exempt you from action. It makes your actions exponentially more potent and precise. When you visualize with clarity and faith, your subconscious starts revealing opportunities that were previously invisible. The difference between those who achieve extraordinary results and those who stay mediocre isn't the amount of work. It's the quality and direction of their efforts. The world's most successful people don't necessarily work longer hours. Every minute of their work is perfectly aligned with their vision. They've eliminated all activities that don't move them closer to their primary goal. Have you ever ended a day exhausted, feeling like you worked hard, but didn't make real progress toward your biggest goals? This disconnect between your vision and daily actions is the greatest thief of human potential. Henry Ford visualized a car for the masses long before it was feasible to build one, but he didn't just daydream, he organized every action, decision, and innovation around that central vision. Even when experts told him it was impossible, his mental clarity allowed him to see opportunities and solutions others couldn't. To align your actions with your vision, create a daily check-in system. Every morning, before starting your day, take 5 minutes to vividly visualize your primary goal with full clarity and emotion. Then ask yourself, what are the 3 most important actions I can take today to move closer to this vision? Those 3 actions become your absolute priority, no matter what other urgencies pop up. Most people react to life instead of proactively creating it. They get swept up in the moment's urgencies, losing control of their destiny. You won't fall into that trap. Your visualization becomes the filter through which you evaluate every opportunity, decision, and time investment. Adopt this mantra. Every action I take is perfectly aligned with my vision of the future. Repeat it before making any significant decision and feel it pull you back on track when you're about to veer off course. Napoleon Hill found that all successful people shared one trait: the ability to make quick decisions based on their clear vision and then change those decisions slowly, if at all. Indecision and procrastination are the mortal enemies of effective manifestation because they signal a lack of clarity and conviction in the vision. When your actions and vision are perfectly aligned, you enter a flow state where favorable coincidences, the right people, and perfect opportunities start appearing with a frequency that defies probability. It's not mysticism, it's the natural result of a focused mind attracting circumstances that resonate with its dominant frequency. Next, we'll discuss persevering through the inevitable obstacles that will appear on your path. Persistence is the dividing line between failure and success. After studying over 500 of the most successful people of his time, Napoleon Hill concluded, "Persistence is to the character of man what carbon is to steel. Without it, even the clearest vision and most aligned actions fade at the first storm." When you visualize your goal with enough clarity, understand that obstacles aren't signs to give up. They're tests designed to strengthen you. They're filters separating casual dreamers from true creators of their destiny. Ordinary people quit at the first sign of resistance because their vision was weak from the start. But you're building a vision so powerful, so vivid, so emotionally charged that it becomes an irresistible magnet pulling you forward, even in the toughest moments. Have you ever abandoned an important dream at the first serious hurdle? Or persisted, but with resentment, counting the days until you could quit honorably? That approach guarantees failure. True persistence comes from a deep love for your vision, not fear of failure. When you love what you visualize, obstacles transform from barriers into opportunities to prove your commitment. Think of Thomas Edison again. When a reporter asked how it felt to fail 10,000 times trying to create a working light bulb, he replied, "I haven't failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that don't work." This perspective is only possible when your vision is so clear that temporary setbacks can't dim it. To build unshakable persistence, practice what Napoleon Hill called the transmutation of failure. Each time you face an obstacle, ask yourself, "What can I learn from this that brings me closer to my vision?" This simple question rewires your brain to see problems as stepping stones, not walls. Try this exercise. Identify the biggest obstacle you're currently facing on the path to your goal. Now visualize specifically how you'll overcome it. Not vaguely, but step by step. See each action you need to take, feel the satisfaction of moving forward despite the challenge, and experience the growing confidence from each small victory. Do this specific overcoming visualization for 5 minutes every morning before starting your day. Adopt this mantra. Obstacles don't stop my progress. They simply reveal new paths to my vision. This affirmation fundamentally changes your relationship with problems, turning them from threats into opportunities. Persistence doesn't mean hitting the same wall the same way repeatedly. It means keeping your vision intact while flexibly adjusting your methods. As Hill said, most people give up just when they're about to achieve success. They quit at the 1-yard line, one step from turning failure into victory. Your ability to persist is directly tied to the clarity and emotional power of your visualization. When you visualize your success with all your senses, feeling it as real before it physically manifests, you create an emotional anchor so strong that no temporary storm can uproot it. Next, we'll explore how consistent visualization activates the power of creative thinking to find solutions others can't see. Creative thinking is the most powerful tool in the universe. It separates innovators from followers, leaders from conformists. Napoleon Hill explained, "The imagination is the workshop where all plans created by man are fashioned." When you visualize consistently, you activate this creative faculty to levels most people never experience. Your brain has a fascinating trait. It can't clearly distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you visualize with enough detail and emotion, Your brain releases the same neurotransmitters it would if the experience were happening physically. This is the neurological basis for why consistent visualization literally reprograms your mind to find creative solutions. Most people use only a tiny fraction of their creative potential because they've trained their minds to operate within the limits of the known and acceptable. But when you systematically visualize an outcome that doesn't yet exist in your physical reality, you force your mind to expand beyond those limits. Have you noticed how some people seem to have luck constantly? How they find opportunities and solutions others simply don't see? It's not luck. It's the direct result of programming their subconscious to recognize patterns and connections invisible to others. Think of Steve Jobs. His ability to visualize products consumers didn't even know they wanted revolutionized multiple industries. He wasn't responding to market research. He was creating the future from his disciplined imagination and then manifesting it in reality. To activate your creative mind through visualization, practice what Napoleon Hill called the mental alliance. This means visualizing not just your end goal, but also mentally assembling the perfect mentors, experts, and allies to help you achieve it. Try this exercise. During your daily visualization, imagine an advisory board of the brightest minds in your field, living or dead. Visualize a meeting where you present your current challenge and listen to their advice. Ask them specifically, how would you solve this problem? Let the answers that arise in your mind flow without judgment. This technique taps into parts of your knowledge and creativity that usually stay dormant. Repeat this mantra. My creative mind is constantly working to find perfect solutions, even while I sleep. This acknowledges the power of your subconscious, activating what Hill called the chemistry of thought, where ideas combine and recombine to create innovative solutions. One of Napoleon Hill's deepest insights was that the creative mind works best when charged with positive emotion. Visualization without emotion is like an engine without fuel. When you visualize your goal with intense gratitude and joy, as if it's already manifested, you stimulate the part of your brain responsible for lateral thinking and creative problem solving. The most innovative people aren't necessarily the smartest in the traditional sense. They're the ones who've cultivated the ability to maintain a clear vision while staying emotionally connected to it. This combination of mental clarity and directed emotion is what Hill called the alchemy of the mind. If you want to master these creative visualization techniques and take your life to the next level, make sure to subscribe now. We're building a community of extraordinary minds, rewriting their destinies through the power of conscious visualization. Don't miss out on this consciousness revolution. Next, we'll dive into the final level, manifesting through the power of the collective mind. The law of the collective mind is perhaps Napoleon Hill's most revolutionary discovery. After interviewing hundreds of the most successful people of his era, he identified a clear pattern. No great achievement is truly individual. There's always a principle of synergy, a master mind formed by the harmonious combination of two or more minds working toward a definite purpose. Hill put it this way: no individual mind, no matter how brilliant, can match the power of a harmoniously coordinated collective mind. This is why your personal visualization, when shared and amplified by others, gains exponentially greater power. Most people keep their visions private, fearing rejection or judgment. They don't realize that by doing so, they're drastically limiting the manifestation power of those visions. When you clearly articulate your dreams and share them with strategic allies who vibrate at a similar frequency, you create a mental energy field that accelerates materialization. Have you noticed how some ideas seem to manifest faster when shared with the right people? It's not a coincidence. It's the law of the collective mind in action. Think of the Wright brothers. Individually, they were smart, but it was their perfectly synchronized collective mind that achieved what better educated and better funded experts couldn't: the first controlled, powered flight. Their ability to visualize together, complementing each other's strengths, created a synergy that changed the course of human history. To activate this collective mind power, choose carefully who you share your vision with. As Hill warned, we are influenced by those we associate with most closely. Your inner circle must consist of people who elevate your vision, not diminish it with doubt or negativity. Try this exercise. Identify 3 people in your life whose energy, intelligence, and ambition you deeply respect. Invite them to form what Napoleon Hill called a mastermind group, a regular meeting where each person shares their visualizations and goals, and the group focuses its collective mental energy on manifesting each individual's vision. The structure is simple but powerful. Each person gets time to share their vision in as much detail as possible. The rest of the group then actively visualizes that outcome as if it's already manifested, offering ideas, connections, and resources to speed up its materialization. This process repeats for each member. Adopt this mantra. My vision, amplified by like-minded minds, manifests with astonishing speed and precision. This affirmation acknowledges the multiplying power of the collective mind. Napoleon Hill discovered that when 2 or more minds unite in perfect harmony toward a definite purpose, they create a third, invisible but incredibly powerful mind, the mastermind. This energetic entity has access to knowledge and power that transcends the individual capabilities of its members. This isn't just networking or exchanging contacts. The true mastermind operates on an energetic and vibrational level that Hill described as an alignment of mental frequencies. When you visualize alongside others who share your clarity, faith, and persistence, you enter a state of resonance that exponentially magnifies the attractive power of each individual vision. The most successful people in any field aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who've learned to strategically surround themselves with minds that complement and amplify their own visualizations. As Hill stated, power is knowledge organized and expressed through coordinated efforts. Your ability to manifest your vision is directly tied to the quality of the minds you regularly associate with. That's why you must constantly evaluate whether your current circle is elevating or diminishing your visualization and manifestation capacity. When you master this collective mind principle, you become not just a manifester of your own vision, but a catalyst accelerating the manifestation of everyone around you. This is the highest level of leadership, the ability to create a resonance field where multiple individual visions intertwine and empower each other toward collective evolution. Now that we've explored these 5 fundamental principles together, it's time to integrate them into a cohesive practice that will transform your ability to visualize and manifest your ideal future. The truth we've uncovered is simple, yet profoundly transformative. Your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal visualization. When you change the clarity, emotional intensity, and persistence of your mental images, you inevitably change the material circumstances of your life. This isn't about magic or superficial positive thinking. It's about systematically reprogramming your subconscious mind, backed by aligned actions, persistence through obstacles, creative thinking, and the multiplying power of the collective mind. Napoleon Hill spent decades cracking the code of human success, and his conclusion was clear. Whatever the mind can conceive, believe, and visualize with enough emotion will inevitably manifest in physical reality. Not as a possibility, but as a law as reliable as gravity. The difference between where you are now and where you could be in a year isn't determined by your external circumstances. It's determined by the power, clarity, and consistency of your daily visualization. The most successful people aren't those born with the most advantages. They're the ones who learn to consciously direct their mental faculties toward clearly defined goals. Your challenge starting today is simple. Dedicate at least 15 minutes every morning and night to visualizing your ideal future with maximum sensory detail and emotional intensity. Not as a casual exercise, but as the deliberate programming of the software that governs your destiny. Write in the comments below this commitment. I choose to be the conscious creator of my destiny through the power of directed visualization. This simple public act solidifies your commitment and activates the principle of consistency. one of the most powerful in human psychology. If this video resonated with you and sparked something inside, share it with 3 people who need to hear this message right now. Remember, by activating the collective mind principle, you not only accelerate your own manifestation, but become a catalyst for the growth of everyone around you. Subscribe now, hit the notification bell, and join our community of conscious manifestors. Every week, we share advanced techniques to master your mind and, by extension, your external reality. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create moment by moment through the relentless power of your visualization. And that future starts right now with the decision to take conscious control of the images that will dominate your mind from this moment forward.